up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm back out here today working on the car, and I want to bring you guys along. A couple of you guys asked to look at some of the fabrication stuff, so bring the camera out today and film some of that. I have been working on this. I haven't been filming some more of the fabrication that I've done since the last video, so I'll give you guys a quick update on what all has changed since then, and then I'm going to start working on what I need to get finished today before I order more intercooler piping. So go ahead and show you guys what else has been done on the car. First thing that's noticeably different up here is I had to go to a different plenum elbow. Reason why is where the old elbow placed the throttle body just wasn't going to be ideal for where I needed to run the intercooler piping through the cowl here. So I went to this new Edelbrock part number 3849, and this is like the standard elbow. It's not low profile like my old one, and with the old one 3848, you see how it's a low profile. Obviously I had that on the car before. I've had this thing on the car for a few years, and it was intended for clearance, which I don't have an issue with now. So it was gonna, with the 2-inch spacer, I had this 2-inch Wilson manifold spacer on here, and with that combination I was gonna have to cut into the firewall down here to run my piping, which I really didn't want to do. My plan now is to, or what I want to do is I want to just cut a hole down through the cowl here, and so I don't have to cut into the firewall and have a chance of it being unsealed, or a challenge resealing the firewall up for like safety. So this one I actually like a lot better too, because it has a more gradual turn down into the intake, and should have a little bit better air distribution. So that's later on, running that pipe. I'm gonna work on that. The goal right now is to finish this piping that comes from the turbo into the car. And so I have gotten a little bit more done with that. So I got a 45-degree coupler on there right now, and that's just for mock-up. So there will be a coupler right there. It's gonna be a straight coupler. That's just so I can remove this pipe. I can remove the pipe inside the car, and then remove the pipe that runs on the outside of the car. But that's kind of the idea that I'm going with. It's going to curve down to the floorboard, and then I have this long piece right here running back and going up into the intercooler back there, and we'll go look at the intercooler here in a second. Kind of nice and low profile, trying to keep it fit up real tight to the trans tunnel and everything right here, so we can run it under the dash and it'll clear everything. And then I'm also going to have to run the other pipe from the outlet on top of that one and up into the cowl and out to the throttle body. And then show you guys real quick, I did get the intercooler mounted. I had to get a little creative with it. So like I said in the last video, it's a Frozen Boost Type 12, 2,000 horsepower rated. Honestly, it's probably more like a 1,300 horsepower intercooler. Pretty heavy, like 31 pounds, 32 pounds dry. But everything, all of this right here has been like ground down. These things are obviously made in China. This has all been ground, like polished, not ground, like flapper discs down, because all of these side panels are cast aluminum. And I attempted to weld some brackets on the bottom side of this intercooler so I could just mount it with brackets, and my lack of welding experience, I wasn't able to successfully weld to the cast. I got one bracket to kind of stick, but it just didn't work. I tried preheating the part and everything, and I don't know if my filler metal wasn't right or what, but I just had a really hard time welding to it. So instead I took some L brackets and some straight pieces, and I made a base for this intercooler to sit on, and then I have a strap, almost like a gas tank strap, that straps over the top, and it's solid, like it's not going anywhere. And then the base is mounted with rubber isolators. It'll make rubber isolators so it won't pick up any vibration, and it'll have a little bit of play when the car's moving around. Not much, but just enough. So that's its final resting position, and then like where my light is right here, that's where the water tank and stuff will sit. So my goal today get a 45 welded onto this 90 right here, so I can just put one straight coupler up here. Because what I like to do is with straight couplers is I try to only use straight couplers. That coupler came off the turbo on the old kit, and it's held 36, 37 psi with no issues, but I like the idea of using a straight coupler and button the two pieces of pipe up together in the straight coupler, and that basically puts no stress on the coupler, and your piping is still taking all the pressure. So I'm going to start working on that, and then hopefully I will join these two pieces together. However I'm going to do that, I haven't really decided yet. I'm sure I'll have to make some pie cuts, and then that whole charge pipe will be done. Okay, so I was looking at this pipe and I decided not to use my 45. I had an old piece of scrap that was like almost a 45. I figured I would try and use that first. And this is what it turned out like. I got that straight coupler over there. And then so far I just got this taped together right now before I weld it up, but about a 45-degree bend. Bends down real low into the floor, and then I got to figure out how to tie these two together. So that's the next step. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I might try and put that 45 there, come down and maybe make a pie cut down here. I'm not sure yet. I got to look at it and just hold pipes up to it and figure out what works. So I made some more headway. I'm going to show you guys what I've come up with so far. Just keep in mind, I've been working on this for like 4 hours now. My brain is about to explode. Just getting all the angles right and getting it clear of other things so I can still work in the car. It's been kind of a pain, but I think I finally have everything laid out how it's going to be. So I'll go ahead and show y'all what that looks like. So, unfortunately, I got to looking, and based on the way I'm running this pipe, if I weld all of this into one piece, I'm not going to be able to take this piece of pipe out of the car if I need to. So, I'm going to put a coupler right there as well. And like I said before, both pipes are butted up against each other, so when I put clamps on that after I bead roll it, there won't really be any pressure on the silicone coupler itself, so it'll be fine. and it'll kind of be out of view. I did sit right here, and there's plenty of leg room with the way that's running. But as you guys can see, this was a lot of trial and error trying to figure out these angles. I've got that one running up in there, and then had to get a couple of basically 45s and get that put together. But it runs pretty nice in the car. Once the dash and everything's in there, you'll just see the pipe, this piece right here coming up. I'm pretty happy with it. I've just got to weld this piece right here together, and then it'll be set. And I got to buy a bead roller, but that's how it runs. Straight back to the intercooler. And there's plenty of room. So I'm 6 foot tall, and I can sit in here with plenty of leg room. And the pipe's right here next to me. Obviously I don't have many passengers in the car, but for the classes I race, I'm gonna have to be able to have a passenger seat in here and occasionally ride passengers. So I'm pretty happy with this. So I'm gonna get this welded up and get this put back in here, and this charge pipe will be done finally. Alright, so this whole piece is finally done now. That was interesting trying to weld up this really big piece to this big piece, but it worked out pretty good. So I mean everything's welded up. That coupler down there is it fits good. Both pipes are fitting good in between there. Same with that one. Just got to bead roll that stuff. It's pretty intricate piping going on here, but it'll definitely be worth it for all that extra weight that's going to be in the back instead of in the front. And then there it is running up in the back. So that's going to be it for this one. The next thing I have to do is get the charge pipe from there up there into the throttle body. So that one's probably going to be just as tough as this one was, but I got a lot of practice on this one, so I kind of started getting the hang of making these bends, getting these bends right and in place. Pretty happy with how it turned out. So that's going to be it for this one. Guys, stay tuned. I'm going to be doing some more fab work here soon. Hope y'all have a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you guys in the next one.